Hey, welcome to Lead Up Podcast, the show where we explore proven strategies for building elite leaders and retaining top talent. I'm your host, Mike Harbour. Today, we're focusing on a crucial piece of the hiring puzzle, your job ads. And yes, job ads can make or break your recruitment process. And if they're not optimized, you might be missing out on amazing talent in the marketplace. Today's topic is crafting the perfect job ad to draw exceptional talent. We'll be drawing from insights found in the Sharpening Your Job Ads chapter of my book, Quit Losing Talent. And in that framework, if you're an HR, you're in leadership management, hiring manager, leadership, you're not going to want to miss this episode because I'm going to give you some tactical things you can do to up level and craft that perfect job ad for this year. So let's talk about first why job ads matter. Job ads are often treated as administrative tasks, copy and paste disasters from templates that really haven't evolved in years. I work with organizations frequently. They kind of just repurpose job ads that they've been using for years, and yet all of them tell me they want something different. They want to attract better talent. Well, let me ask you this. Maybe you know this. What's the definition of insanity? Aristotle taught us. Yeah, we all know it's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So this episode is for you if you want to attempt to do something different, to attract a better level of talent out of the marketplace. Here's the truth. Your job ad is so much more than a template, than something that you just put on the internet today, what used to be the newspaper, which is what I almost said. But it's your job ad is your first handshake. It's your first impression of your brand to a potential candidate. Think about that. There's an old saying that you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Now, so if the job ad is that important, wouldn't it behoove you to maybe learn to do some things a little bit differently? That's what this episode is going to be about for you. You can learn more in our book, Quit Losing Talent. You can buy a copy of that on Amazon. But studies and experience show that candidates make snap decisions about a company based on how the job ad resonates with them. I mean, think about yourself for a minute. How many times have you looked at something and you made a judgment like real quick? Yep, that's for me. Nope, it's not for me. I mean, and today, by the way, it's even worse because we live in a scrolling society where everything we do is scrolled. So we're making a judgment with a matter of like microseconds, really. But within seconds, we're determining whether we're going to give more effort into reviewing what we just saw or just scrolling past and moving on. So in my book, Quit Losing Talent, the framework emphasizes this point. A sloppy, uninspired job ad can signal a stale or mismatched culture for especially high-performing talent. While a thoughtful, well-written ad, something different that shines a spotlight on your company's values, opportunities, and mission, well, that's something different and often not seen in the marketplace. Think of your job ad as a magnet. With the right structure and language, you can attract or magnetize not just any applicant, but the right one, the highly skilled, highly motivated, value-driven professionals that I know every organization needs, probably yours too. So think about the law of attraction, if you will, or the law of reaping and sowing. Whatever you sow into the marketplace, sow into that job ad is going to determine what you attract or reap into your candidate pool. So that's why job ads are important and why we need to do something. We need to throw away the old cut and paste templates and try something different. So let's talk about the core of the perfect job ad, a concept that introduces this could be a game changer. This concept could be a game changer for you. It's what I write about in my book called the MAD statement. Yep, MAD. You got to get MAD, M-A-D. That's short for make a difference. Every job has the potential to make an impact, yet so many ads fail to bring this to light. Your MAD statement should capture the essence of how this role that you're advertising for, this person, how they could contribute to the team, to the company, to the mission, to the purpose, and beyond. What people are looking for today is a place they can make a difference, where their value is going to be recognized. Not just the job ad that says, join us for the 11 to 3 o'clock shift, or the overnight shift, or whatever it is that you're applying for. So let me give you an example. Instead of saying, we need a sales manager to meet revenue targets, so bland, non-exciting, non-purpose driven, it will make me mad if I see that, but it won't give me a chance to make a difference. Instead of saying that, try saying this. We need a motivated sales leader who can help us transform our customer relationships and contribute to our community by delivering the trusted solutions that we've offered for so many years. Look, that's just, again, it's a statement. It's a little bit longer, but it's more make a difference oriented. So what I'm challenging you to do is not like quit running ads. It's think about them differently. What's going to attract? What do you want to attract? Somebody who's just interested in the money or the title or the position, or somebody who's interested in really making a difference, not only for you, but your customer base, and then in turn themselves. See, the difference in the first example and the second is the one is transactional, and while the other is it inspires purpose. The latter inspires purpose. People aren't just looking for jobs. They're looking for meaningful opportunities. And the MAD concept taps into that desire. So I want to challenge you to get mad about your job ads. Get mad about the ads that you're putting out there. Now, you may be saying, well, I don't run them. My HR department does. Look, who's hiring the people? You or HR? You got to get involved with HR and say, look, this is what I want to put out into the marketplace. This is what this role, the difference that this role is going to make. Because HR, they've got hundreds of job ads to post and publicize. They're just pulling one out of the drawer and putting it out there based on the last time you hired for this position. So you got to get engaged instead of blaming human resources or blaming the recruitment department. If you're the one interviewing, selecting, leading these individuals, then get involved in the make a difference statements that you can make. Here's some other key components of the job ad. Let me break this down for you. What makes a truly compelling job ad? In our Sharpen Your Job Ads chapter in our book, Quit Losing Talent, we outline several must-have elements. And I'm going to give you the top 4 from that information. Number 1, start with a compelling headline. Your headline is your hook. It's what gets them in and hooks them in. We use it to spark curiosity or connection with that individual that we don't know yet, but we're trying to attract into our candidate pool. We have to avoid generic phrases like we're hiring or join us and replace them with something dynamic like lead innovation, be innovative with our team, join our story, be a part of our story, our next technology specialist, something like that that's going to hook them in to say, wow, instead of scrolling on by, I want to take a little bit deeper look at that. Then the second thing is to paint a picture of the company culture. Candidates, again, they don't want just a paycheck. They want to belong. Is your culture collaborative? Is it results driven? Is it focused on professional growth? I want to challenge you to highlight those traits in your job ad. What's going to speak to that individual and to the value they have within them? Remember, authenticity wins. You're competing with other employers out there. What can you do to make yourself stand out, your position stand out, your company stand out, to attract the best candidates, the big fish, the highly motivated, values-driven talent in the marketplace? So we have to avoid overused buzzwords if they don't truly reflect your environment. Be authentic, attract, hook them with the right things. Number 3 is clearly articulate the role's mission and objectives. The job ad it's not about just listing tasks. It's about creating a vision. Paint a picture for them to see of what this role is going to be in their life and be for the company. What's the big picture? What specific results will this role achieve? Frame the responsibilities as opportunities to create, to lead, to transform, to improve. Give them that challenge. You don't want people that are just looking for status quo. You don't want people that are just looking for a place where they can punch the clock and sit and do nothing all day. You want them to lead and transform, improve, change. Talk about that in your job ad so you attract those type of people out of the marketplace into your candidate pool. What we want people to do is self-select out before they I don't want to do that. I don't want to lead. I don't want to transform. I just want to punch a clock and not be highly involved. We want those folks to self-select out. The 4th thing that you need to have is show how you invest in people. This is important. Include details about your mentorship programs, your internship programs, career progression and ladders that you offer, training, and how you're going to help them become a better person and a better employee. What do you do to train them up to be a better person? What do you do to train them up to be a better employee? Candidates are attracted to companies that prioritize development today. So, for example, if you offer leadership training or coaching or resources for continuous learning, make sure that you highlight some of those things in your job ad. These are just a few examples, but I want you to notice how consistent the theme is here. Your ad isn't a list, it's a story. A story about empowering others, about helping others grow, and about creating impact that lasts. That's what's going to attract the talent that you want out of the candidate pool to your jobs. Now, let me give you some practical tips for immediate improvement. I know what you're thinking. How do I make these changes without spending hours rewriting every ad? Don't worry. I've got some practical, actionable tips for you to get you started. Refresh your ad template starting with the first paragraph. The opening line matters more than you think, okay? That's that hook. That's what's going to attract the right people. Make people excited to keep reading. We want to move them from scrolling to reading. Start with that MAD statement, just a brief sentence that reflects your company mission. And we give a few examples in my book. If you want to grab a copy of my book from Amazon, Quit Losing Talent, the expanded edition, get that. There's some examples in there as well. Okay. Number 2 is use simple human-focused language. Don't use jargon or robotic phrases. Speak directly to that person, like I'm hoping I'm doing with you here on the podcast. Instead of the successful applicant, use this. You will collaborate with a dynamic team working to provide exceptional customer solutions. That's far better than the candidate will work in a cross-functional team to meet client demands. Make it personalized. Make it feel like they're a part of your story. And then the third thing here is keep it concise, but be informative. We don't want to write, a complete page here, but inform them. Don't overwhelm them with massive pages of text. Use bullet points for responsibilities and qualifications. Try to keep everything under 6 words where possible. That's not going to be possible everywhere. And then end with a call to action. That's the final point here. I prefer to emphasize something that leaves potential candidates inspired to act. Write something like, go beyond just a job, apply now, and step into a career that makes a difference for you and for others. Give them something like that that calls them to action, not just apply here or, jump into our applicant tracking system where we'll never find you or respond to you again. Look, they have experience applying for other jobs. This job ad is a handshake to them. What's going to challenge them to think differently about your particular opportunity? Here's a quick example of a strong job ad. A mid-sized company in a tech sector. They were struggling to source applicants for a niche IT role. With help, they rewrote their ad based on the MAD statement concept that we talked about. It went from boring and technical to engaging, personable, mission-focused. And within a couple of weeks, they experienced a 35% increase in qualified applicants just by reframing that opening statement, that MAD statement. That's the power of the perfect job ad. What I hope that you've gotten today is some ways that as you go into this year and you think about hiring different people, adding better talent to your team, instead of us blaming the marketplace, blaming candidates, blaming HR, as a leader, I want to challenge you to get engaged in the job ad process. Sharpening your job ad isn't just about words. It's about aligning candidates to your company purpose. So if you enjoyed today's content, I want to challenge you to keep listening. We're going to talk about elite leadership and quit losing talent, tactical strategies that you can use all throughout this year. This is just one episode. My goal is to help you become elite, to help you quit losing talent. So this is just one episode. If you like this, continue to tune in, subscribe, go to my website, harborresources.com or leaduppodcast.com. Make sure you sign up. Make sure you follow me on LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram or X now, Facebook. Make sure you follow me on all those platforms. Make sure you leave me a review as well on your favorite listening platform. Subscribe on your favorite listening platform. I'm trying to make sure that you make this year a year of growth, a year of elite leadership. Thanks for tuning in to the Lead Up Podcast. We'll see you on the next episode.